Hey, and welcome back to another channeling video for astrolada.com. So I'm Em, and we've been doing these for a while, and I'm really enjoying them. What I need from you is to keep the questions coming. So the comment section is for you to make your voices heard and write whatever questions you want me to ask or any particular people that you want me to bring in as guests. And if you have suggestions for our guests, do please also write what kind of questions you would want me to ask them. Today we're doing Michael Jackson part 2, and the reason for that is because the last one was really appreciated, but there were so many more questions that I felt weren't being asked and that fans wanted to ask, and I felt like we could have gone a little bit deeper and perhaps asked some questions that hadn't been asked before while he was alive. So this channeling is going to be dedicated to that. I also want to remind you that the channeling course is coming out this week. So the standard price is $499, and until the 19th, until Friday, it's down to $149. What this channeling course will give you is the skill that I'm using right now in order to channel. It gives you the same abilities as familiar names such as Abraham Hicks, Neale Donald Walsch, who wrote the books on Conversations with God, and the Bashar channelings. The list is really, really long on all the amazing things that channeling has brought to us. So this is such a natural gift that everybody can access and that we do access. The course is just to be able to do that in a conscious way and in a safe way for your benefit. So I'm loving this this gift that we are all given. It's a birthright. I'm really enjoying this, and I hope it can be of use for many other people too, if they want it. Okay, and so if you feel called towards it for whatever reason, it's a good time to act now because it will go up to $499 after Friday. So if it's for you, this is a good time to act. Now let's call in Michael Jackson again. Hi, Michael. He's saying hi and he's really excited. He's more excited this time. He is really excited about... He feels like he will be able to give a lot more this time around. Because now we've made the introductions and now he can get into more, to give more depth or a broader perspective. We're glad to have you, Michael. You were really, really appreciated last time. It was so clear how loved you are. He's saying that gave him a lot of energy and motivation to see the outpouring of love. That gave him a lot of motivation, and he wanted to give the fans more. That's awesome. Let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, beyond your personal purpose here on Earth, did you have a grander purpose for society as a whole? Saying yes, an emphatic yes, on many levels. One is to unite people beyond race. One was to increase compassion. And another one was to highlight the voices of children. We needed a uniting force. People were very separated, or they weren't unified. And I wanted to find that which unites us. And I knew that love is what unites us, something that we all have in common. and it can break barriers. I wanted people to connect from their heart so they could see past their differences. And some of my work was an outcry for attention to the children. I needed people to pay attention to the children and their needs and cherish their innocence and protect their innocence. Much of my music was a reminder of our vulnerability and our need for love. And that's why people loved me and could relate to me, because most people could relate to that need for love. Was there another purpose for society? Was there more? The main thing was uniting people. But different songs had a different message. I was very aware of the power in my message. So different songs could have different messages. They didn't all have messages. Some were just to spread joy and make people dance. And with some, the message was very strong and very clear. With some, the message was more subtle. With some, it was all about fun. Thank you, Michael. What did you want to express in your songs? I wanted to express my heart and the different things that were in my heart. I knew that I could connect to people directly to their hearts. I knew that my music could hit them straight in their hearts. So I knew my message would get through. I was aware of that power. I had a heart connection to many of my fans. Wow. Okay, next question. This question is from somebody I know. How did it feel to have the Black community question your allegiance? I felt like they didn't understand. I was Black. I couldn't change that. I didn't try to change that. It could not be changed. I was Black. And I didn't understand how they couldn't understand that. I was born Black and there is nothing that would change that. It was crazy to me that they didn't see or understand that no matter what I do or how I look or what I change about my appearance, I was Black. The canvas was Black no matter what I painted on it. The canvas was Black. Did you feel that you, in some ways, went beyond race, whether it's was intentionally or because of your record company or because of your skin disease? Did you feel that you went beyond race for whatever reason? Yes, in the sense that my music was for all people. There was no barriers. My music connected to the heart, regardless of race, nationality, or geography. I connected through the heart with people all over the world. In that sense, my music went beyond race and straight to the thing that connects us, that we have in common, which is the heart. Was there a purpose behind your being presented as racially ambiguous? Was there a purpose behind that? It was a necessity. I couldn't help it. Is that because of your disease, you mean? Yeah, but also my influences. I was not limited to just the community I was from. My mind was global. I had seen a lot of cultures. I could connect with people and feel one with people, regardless of their ethnicity. And in that sense, I could not be defined as only one thing. I couldn't reach so far if I was to define myself as only one thing. I felt like we were more than just where we are from. So was there a commercial interest from your record company to make you more racially ambiguous? No, that happened anyway. They actually weren't very fond of me being racially ambiguous. It gave me a lot of power. They could not treat me as only a black man when I, as a person, as a musician, as a personality, I was beyond any one box they could put me in. It would have been more convenient for them if I could be reduced to being only a black man. I would have depended more on them if I was. But my heart and my spirit was grander, and so they could not contain that power. Wow. Okay. Let me just make sure the camera is on. Okay. And this is also a question from somebody I know. Tell me about a racist experience as a child. I'm seeing violence. Who was the one being hit, Michael? Me and my brothers would get hit. This is on the street. I'm saying on the street, they would get hit on the street. Did you understand that as a racist event? Yeah. We knew at that time it was racially motivated. How else was your experience of racism as a child? Some things we didn't even consider racist, like discrimination, and there were different rules for the white children and the black children. We didn't consider that racist. It was so normal to us. We didn't know anything else. We would see our father being humiliated. But it wasn't very clear to us that there were other ways of being. We knew that it had to do with us being black, but it was also so normal, and we hadn't seen anything else, that we just resigned ourselves to it. When I grew up a little more, around preteen or teenage years, that's when I learned that there are other ways that things could be. And that's when I understood that things don't have to be that way. And it made me sad when I knew that things didn't have to be that way. And I knew that although things do change and did change during my lifetime, there were still a lot of racism that I felt didn't have to be there. There were other ways that things could be. You could just leave people alone. I'm sensing he's not wanting to go into details about this, but I am getting sadness. Okay, we'll move on. What calmed and centered you in daily life? What would calm you or center you in daily life? Everyday things such as relaxing and hanging out with friends or whoever was around me. There were always some people around me for company. It could be different people at different times, but there were usually always people around me. Although I was a bit of a recluse at times, I didn't like being completely on my own. So I had people around me for company and comfort. So just hanging out with these people, whoever they were at the time, friends and people I know, and people I get along with, or brothers at times, to just hang out with them and eat cereal, normal things, the simple things I would really appreciate. And not have to work. Having the simple, normal things was a great escape for me, because to me they were very precious but also hard to come by in my life. So being able to just eat cereal gave me a sense of being normal for a while. It wasn't the same eating cereal at a luxury hotel. It wasn't normal cereal there, so that gave me no pleasure. But being at home with the people I'm comfortable with and eating normal cereal, that gave me comfort. Just doing everyday things. Hanging out. Anything else, Michael? The things that other people might do for relaxing or enjoyment, that was my work. So to me, when I relaxed, it was really just relaxation. I did enjoy good movies. I would usually enjoy them from my own home. But I had a lot of places I needed to be, and I needed to be there with my full MJ image. And so just being able to relax in my own home was a great treat, was really precious to me. Okay. What was your process when making music? Like, how did you get inspired? Sometimes I would have a strong thought or feeling that was so clear that I wanted to put it into a song. I felt like when the emotion is very clear, it makes for a very powerful song. So when I had a moment of a clear, strong thought or feeling, or a thought that made me feel something, perhaps about an injustice or something that angered me, I would find the notes that corresponded to that feeling or to those thoughts, or the words. Sometimes it was words. If it was a thought, then it would usually come out in words. If it was a feeling, it would usually come out as notes or a melody. And it would start from there, and then I would build on that. but the notes would be inspired by the emotion. I would start from when the clarity in the thought or the feeling was so strong that it automatically came with some words or a note. And then I would build on it from there. And I would tap into that feeling or that thought throughout the process of making that song. I would usually work on several songs at once, about three songs at once, but they were in different stages. And so I could tap into different feelings while working on different songs. Yeah. Okay. And the next question is, this goes back to some of what we talked about earlier, but did you feel that you went beyond race through your success? Did your success allow you to go beyond racial barriers? I did have some privileges that few people had. And I did reach out in ways that made my race irrelevant. But no, I did not go beyond race in my personal life. I knew what I wanted to give to the world. And racial awareness would limit what I was able to do for the world. So in my music, I could go beyond race and reach people. But in my own life, in my personal dealings and affairs, my personal life, and when it comes to the business side of my work, I did not go beyond race. I had to very much deal with the racial barriers that were in place at the time. I definitely felt there were things I could not do that white artists could do. What are those things, Michael? They wanted to keep me pigeonholed. White artists were considered universal. And as a black artist, I had to really fight hard to be universal. I was treated different from the record companies than white artists were. I was not getting my share of the money. They wanted to limit what I was able to receive. I had to fight for my share. I didn't just get my share, I had to really fight for it. And that's when I realized I had to own music. I had to have my own, it had to be my own. I became more business savvy once I understood that they would never treat me fairly. I had to own things in my own name and not depend on other people or a business contract. They did not follow the business contract. Interesting. Okay. So, last question. Do you have any advice for artists? Work hard to perfect your music and your performance. Don't neglect the performance aspect. Have purity in your message. Put more effort into your performance. Perfect your performance. Double check your contracts and know there are other avenues. You don't have to choose between an unfair contract or no deal at all. There are other avenues. Be savvy. Do not just trust the record company. See what other deals are out there and negotiate. And stand your ground. Ask for what you deserve. And if you are an artist that can bring in money, then you have power and leverage to get a fair deal. Own as much as possible of your own music or other music. Invest in long-term financial power. Make your money, invest it in ways that it will last and that it can be built on. I hope I translated that as close as possible to what he's saying. Okay, Michael, those were all of my questions. Is there anything you want to say? He's blowing kisses and saying, thank you for listening, and thank you for opening your hearts to me. I love you back. I will be playing my music for you to show my appreciation. When I play my music for you, it is my way of reaching out to you personally. Anything else, Michael? Take care of the children. Take care of the children. Thank you, Michael. Oh, that was my mail. Thank you. A last note on that. A lot of people, myself included, have been suddenly noticing Michael Jackson's music popping up left, right, and center. Um, and I was wondering, I mean, I could see that there's a synchronicity, but it was good to get his his take on that, that he's reaching out to us personally. He's saying, yeah, he's confirming that. Okay, cool. He's reaching out to us. That's awesome. So that was part 2 of Michael Jackson. And if you want to do what I do, if you want to channel just like Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, just like Neale Donald Walsch in Conversations with God, just like all of the prophets and messengers from the beginning of time, just like all the Gnostics, if you want to be able to do this in a conscious way, because you are doing it subconsciously all the time, but if you want to do it in a conscious way, the course is heavily discounted for another few days until the 19th of February, which is when it goes live. So 19th of February, the course is published, and the standard price is $499 for this skill, this lifelong skill. And until Friday, it is only $149, which is the equivalent of only one personal reading with me. One 30-minute recording is also $149. So the value in getting to be able to do this for the rest of your life, connecting with your higher self, with God, with any past relative, yeah, I think it's great value. For the same price as one personal reading, you can get the whole skill for yourself for the rest of your life. So it's a good opportunity. If it speaks to you, if this feels like it's right for you, then this really is the time before it goes back to $499. Thank you so much. Don't forget to write your questions down and let me know what you thought of these questions. I thought it might be good to ask him some things that haven't really been asked while he was alive. Thank you so much. Bye.